Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt a little more creaky than you remember? Maybe your knees complain a bit, or your back lets out a quiet protest. You might even catch yourself wondering, is this just part of getting older? Well, you're not alone. As the years go by, it's completely natural to feel the changes in your body, but that doesn't mean you have to accept weakening bones as your new normal. The truth is, your bones are alive, just like your muscles, your heart, your mind. They respond to how you treat them, and just like a garden, with the right care, they can stay strong and sturdy for a long time. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive treatments to give your bones the love they deserve. In fact, most of what your bones need are simple things you can start doing today, no matter your age. In this video, we're going to have a gentle, practical chat about how to care for your bones, naturally, smartly, and without turning your life upside down. I'll walk you through 10 doable ways to improve your bone health, and you'll see, it's less about making huge changes and more about small, consistent steps that add up over time. So let's settle in, maybe grab a cup of tea or sit somewhere cozy, and start with something really simple. Let me ask you this: how much sunlight do you get these days? You see, our first step toward stronger bones actually begins with a walk outside. Vitamin D is essential for bone health because it helps your body absorb calcium, and one of the best sources of vitamin D is sunlight. Just spending 10 to 20 minutes a day outside, especially in the early morning or late afternoon when the sun is gentle, can make a big difference. It doesn't mean you have to jog around the block or do jumping jacks in the yard. Just sitting on the porch, tending to your plants, or strolling through the neighborhood can help your body soak up what it needs. Now, I know some folks worry about sun exposure, and that's fair. But short periods of sunshine, without sunscreen, on your arms and face are generally safe and beneficial, especially when the sun isn't too strong. If you live somewhere with long winters or cloudy skies, you might also want to talk to your doctor about a low-dose vitamin D supplement. But remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. A little sunshine can go a long way. And while we're talking about what you put into your body, let's move to our next bone-friendly habit: eating for strength. When most people think about bones, they immediately think of calcium. And they're right to. Calcium is a key building block of strong bones. But did you know that what you eat with that calcium matters just as much? Imagine this. Calcium is like bricks for your bones. But bricks need mortar to hold them together, right? That's where other nutrients like magnesium, vitamin K, and even protein come in. They help your body build and maintain a strong, stable structure. So when you're planning meals, think variety. Leafy greens like kale and spinach, almonds, beans, salmon with bones, eggs, and even plain yogurt. These are all great for bone health. One thing that surprises a lot of people is how important protein is, especially after 60. Many older adults unintentionally eat too little protein, thinking they don't need as much anymore. But your bones actually rely on protein to maintain their structure. Try including a good source of protein with every meal, whether that's fish, tofu, eggs, or lentils. Your body and your bones will thank you for it. And speaking of meals, let me ask, how often do you drink soda? Or maybe have salty snacks like chips or processed meats? Don't worry, I'm not here to make you feel guilty. But here's something you might find interesting. Too much salt or sugar, especially from soft drinks and packaged foods, can actually pull calcium out of your bones over time. It doesn't mean you can never enjoy a treat again. Life is meant to be enjoyed, after all. But being mindful of how often these foods show up in your routine can help protect your bones. Try replacing a bag of chips with a handful of almonds, or swapping soda for a glass of water with lemon or herbal tea. Small switches like that don't feel like punishment, they feel like self-care. And you know, when we talk about taking care of our bones, we often forget something really powerful: movement. No, I don't mean intense workouts or complicated routines. I'm talking about gentle, regular movement that keeps your bones and joints active. One of the best things you can do for your bones is simply to move, and to do it regularly. Weight-bearing exercises like walking, light gardening, dancing in the kitchen, or even carrying light groceries can all stimulate your bones and help them stay strong. It doesn't have to be structured. It just has to be consistent. A short walk each day, a few stretches in the morning. These things tell your bones, hey, I still need you to be strong. Balance exercises, too, are incredibly helpful. Why? Because they help prevent falls, and as we know, falls are one of the leading causes of fractures as we age. Even standing on one foot while brushing your teeth or practicing slow, controlled steps across the room can sharpen your balance over time. And don't underestimate the power of something like Tai Chi or chair yoga. These gentle movements strengthen muscles, improve coordination, and yes, they're great for your bones. Now that we've talked about getting outside for vitamin D, eating foods that fuel bone strength, and adding in simple movement each day, you're already off to a fantastic start. These aren't complicated fixes, they're easy, realistic shifts that can slide right into your routine. The best part? Every step you take builds a stronger foundation for your body, giving you more confidence and freedom to do the things you love. Let's keep this momentum going. We've already started building up your bone health with small, meaningful changes, and there are more empowering habits ahead. So, now that we've talked about sunshine, eating the right foods, and moving your body, let's dive into a couple of more habits that can really make a difference when it comes to supporting your bones. Let's start with something that might sound simple, but it's crucial: hydration. You might be thinking, what does drinking water have to do with my bones? But let me tell you, staying hydrated is actually a vital part of maintaining healthy bones. Our bodies are mostly water, and that includes the tissues that support our bones, like cartilage. Proper hydration helps keep the joints lubricated, which means less stiffness, fewer aches, and more fluid movement. It also plays a role in transporting essential nutrients to your bones and flushing out waste products. If you're not drinking enough water, your body can't efficiently perform these tasks, and your bones can suffer. How much water do you need? While everyone's needs are a bit different, a good rule of thumb is to aim for about 8 cups of water a day. But if you're more active or live in a hot climate, you might need a bit more. And remember, hydration doesn't just come from water. You can also hydrate with herbal teas, soups, and even fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, oranges, and watermelon. The key is to make hydration a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth. Next, let's talk about supplementing with calcium. Now, I know we've already touched on getting calcium through food, but sometimes our bodies need a little extra support, especially as we age. As much as we try to get enough calcium through our diets, it's not always enough, particularly if we have dietary restrictions or if our body has trouble absorbing the calcium it gets. So, calcium supplements can be a good option, but they come with a bit of a caveat. You need to take the right type and the right amount. Too much calcium can lead to other health problems, like kidney stones, so it's important to talk to your doctor before starting any supplements. They can help you figure out the right dosage, and if you need any additional vitamins to help absorb calcium, like vitamin D or magnesium. If you do decide to take a supplement, keep in mind that it's best to take it in smaller doses throughout the day rather than all at once. The body absorbs calcium better when it's spread out, so try taking a dose in the morning, and then another in the evening. If you have a hard time remembering, set a reminder on your phone or add it to your daily routine, perhaps after your breakfast and before your evening wind down. Now, moving on to another important topic: smoking and alcohol. This might be one of those things we don't like to talk about, but it's crucial for bone health. If you smoke, it can slow down the process of bone formation and lead to bone loss. The chemicals in tobacco affect bone cells, and over time, they can cause bones to become brittle and more likely to fracture. The good news is that when you quit smoking, your body starts to heal itself. Within months of quitting, you'll see improvements in your bone health. So if you're a smoker, think about taking the next step toward quitting, and know that it's never too late to make a change. You've already shown you have the strength to care for yourself by watching this video, and quitting smoking would be a huge win for your bone health, as well as your overall well-being. Now, let's talk about alcohol. Drinking in moderation is fine for most people, but heavy drinking can lead to bone problems. Excessive alcohol can interfere with the body's ability to absorb calcium and even disrupt the hormones that regulate bone health. And much like smoking, it can increase the risk of falls and fractures, especially if you're feeling a bit unsteady after a drink or two. If you do enjoy a glass of wine or a beer now and then, it's important to drink in moderation. The general guideline is no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men. This allows you to enjoy the social aspects of alcohol without compromising your bones. These changes, quitting smoking, drinking in moderation, might feel like big lifestyle shifts, but they're worth it. Even small improvements here can go a long way in making your bones stronger and healthier. And speaking of small changes, let's look at another simple habit that can have a big impact: getting enough sleep. It's easy to underestimate the power of a good night's sleep, but here's the thing: your bones, just like the rest of your body, repair and regenerate while you're sleeping. The process of building new bone tissue and strengthening the bones you already have happens while you rest, especially when you're in deep sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, or if your sleep quality is poor, it can impact your bone health in ways you might not even realize. You might wake up feeling stiff or tired, or even notice that your joints aren't as flexible as they should be. Over time, lack of sleep can weaken bones and increase the risk of fractures. So how can you improve your sleep habits? Start by creating a bedtime routine that helps you wind down. This could be as simple as reading a book, listening to soothing music, or doing a few light stretches. Try to avoid caffeine or heavy meals right before bed, and if you can, aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. You might even try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day to regulate your body's natural rhythms. Now that we've covered hydration, calcium, and the impact of smoking and alcohol, let's dive into a couple more strategies that can truly make a difference in maintaining healthy bones, especially as we age. Let's start with the importance of strength training. When you hear the words strength training, you might think of bodybuilders lifting heavy weights at the gym. But let me reassure you, it doesn't have to be anything that intense or complicated. In fact, strength training can be as simple as using your own body weight, a pair of light dumbbells, or resistance bands. Why does it matter for your bones? Strength training actually stimulates bone growth. You see, when you lift weights, or do any exercise that challenges your muscles, it puts a little stress on your bones, and that stress signals to your body that it needs to reinforce the bones to handle it. This is a natural process that helps keep your bones strong and dense. It's also excellent for your muscles, joints, and overall health. You don't have to jump straight into complex workouts. Start with simple exercises that target your legs, arms, and core. Bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and step-ups are easy to do at home and don't require any fancy equipment. If you're comfortable, you can add resistance bands or small dumbbells. Just 15 to 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week, can make a huge difference in strengthening your bones and muscles. And here's the thing. As we get older, we naturally lose some muscle mass, which can affect our balance and overall strength. But with regular strength training, we can reverse that process. Not only will it improve your bone health, but it'll also help you stay independent, prevent falls, and maintain mobility. So, start slow, listen to your body, and gradually build strength. Every small step counts. Now, let's move on to something that can really make a huge difference in your overall well-being: managing stress. You might wonder, what does stress have to do with my bones? Well, it turns out that chronic stress can actually weaken your bones over time. How? When you're stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. While cortisol is useful in short bursts, like when you need to run from danger, too much cortisol over a long period can lead to bone loss. But here's the good news: stress management can be a powerful tool in protecting your bones. Simple practices like deep breathing, meditation, or even just taking a moment to pause during the day can help keep your cortisol levels in check. Taking time for self-care, whether that's a warm bath, reading a book, or spending time with friends and family, also helps to reduce stress. And don't forget about the importance of laughter. It may sound lighthearted, but studies have shown that laughter can reduce stress, lower cortisol levels, and actually help with your overall well-being. So, watch that funny movie, share a joke with a friend, or simply take joy in life's little moments. It's a simple, natural way to reduce stress and support your bone health at the same time. Speaking of well-being, another critical element in maintaining strong bones is your hormone levels. As we age, certain hormones, like estrogen in women and testosterone in men, naturally decrease, which can lead to a decrease in bone density. In women, this is especially true after menopause, when the drop in estrogen can lead to significant bone loss. But men aren't immune to this either. As they age, testosterone levels gradually decrease, which can also affect bone health. Now, you can't necessarily stop these hormonal changes, but there are steps you can take to manage them. For women, there are certain lifestyle changes and treatments, like hormone replacement therapy, that can help prevent bone loss. If you're in this stage of life, it's important to talk with your doctor about what options might be right for you. For men, maintaining a healthy lifestyle with regular physical activity, a balanced diet, and enough sleep can help preserve testosterone levels and, by extension, protect your bones. Also, some medications can have side effects that impact bone health. If you're on medication for things like blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, ask your doctor about the potential impact on your bones. There are often alternatives or supplements that can help mitigate these effects. The good news is that even as hormones fluctuate, making healthy choices can counterbalance some of these changes. A balanced diet, staying active, and managing stress are all ways to support your hormones and keep your bones strong. Now, one more important piece of the puzzle: getting regular checkups. I know, we often think of doctor's appointments as something we'll get to later. But when it comes to bone health, seeing your doctor regularly can make a big difference. It's easy to assume everything is fine, but sometimes bone density can decrease without noticeable symptoms, which means you might not realize there's an issue until it's too late. Getting a bone density test is an excellent way to monitor the health of your bones. This test is quick, painless, and can give you important information about your bone strength. If your doctor finds signs of bone loss, they can recommend treatments or changes to your lifestyle that can help prevent fractures or further damage. And while you're at it, make sure you're up to date on any other health screenings that could impact your bones, like vision and hearing tests. After all, the less you have to worry about falls or accidents, the more confident you'll feel in staying active and enjoying your life. Taking care of your bones is a lifelong process. By making these small, consistent changes, you're not only protecting your bones today, you're ensuring they stay strong and healthy for years to come. Remember, no one is too old to start caring for their bones. In fact, every small step you take is a step toward living a more vibrant, active, and independent life. Now, as we near the end of our journey toward stronger bones, let's explore the last few tips that can have a profound impact on your bone health. By now, you've learned how hydration, strength training, and stress management play a role in keeping your bones strong. We've also covered the importance of regular checkups and keeping an eye on hormone levels. Let's take a look at a few more habits that can make all the difference. One of the most important yet often overlooked factors in bone health is posture. You might not realize it, but how you stand and sit can directly affect your bones. Poor posture over time can lead to imbalances that put undue stress on your spine, joints, and bones. When you slouch, for example, it puts extra pressure on your vertebrae, which can lead to bone degeneration and even fractures, especially in older adults. So, what can you do? Start by being mindful of how you sit and stand. Make sure your posture is straight, with your shoulders back and your spine aligned. If you spend a lot of time sitting, try to stand up and stretch every 30 minutes. If you're sitting at a desk or working on a computer, adjust your chair so your feet are flat on the floor and your screen is at eye level. Even small adjustments like these can make a huge difference over time. Yoga and Pilates are also excellent practices to help improve posture. Not only do they strengthen your core muscles, which support your spine, but they also increase flexibility and balance. A regular routine can help you maintain good posture and keep your bones and joints aligned, reducing the risk of strain or injury. Next, let's talk about balanced nutrition, particularly the importance of vitamin D. While calcium often steals the spotlight when it comes to bone health, vitamin D is equally important. Vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium more efficiently, and it also plays a role in bone growth and remodeling. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't use the calcium you're taking in, which can lead to weak bones. You can get vitamin D through exposure to sunlight, but if you're not able to spend much time outdoors or live in a place with limited sunlight, supplements might be necessary. You can also find vitamin D in foods like fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy products. Just like with calcium, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor about whether you need a supplement, especially if you live in a place with less sunlight or if you have dietary restrictions. Another important vitamin to consider is vitamin K. This vitamin plays a key role in bone health by helping to regulate calcium in your bones. It's found in leafy green vegetables like kale, spinach, and broccoli, as well as in fermented foods like natto. By adding more of these foods to your diet, you'll support the structure and strength of your bones. When it comes to staying healthy and keeping your bones strong, weight-bearing exercises are also essential. These are activities where your bones and muscles work against gravity, like walking, hiking, or even climbing stairs. These exercises encourage bone density by stimulating bone formation. They're simple, accessible, and effective ways to strengthen your bones, so try to incorporate them into your daily routine. If walking is something you enjoy, consider adding a bit of incline, like walking up a hill or stairs. The extra resistance will help your bones get even stronger. Finally, let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of patience and consistency. Improving your bone health isn't a quick fix, it's a long-term commitment to small, everyday actions that add up over time. As you put these tips into practice, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Even if you don't see immediate results, know that you're laying the foundation for a healthier, more active future. Your bones are worth the effort. And don't forget, you're not alone in this. The people around you, whether family, friends, or health professionals, can be great sources of support and encouragement. Share your goals with them and let them be a part of your journey. It's always easier when we have others to lean on, and it's never too late to make positive changes. In closing, remember that bone health is something you can improve, no matter your age. By staying active, eating the right foods, managing stress, and staying consistent with these simple habits, you'll be giving yourself the best chance to live a full, healthy life. Keep your bones strong, and you'll feel more confident and capable in everything you do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips help you take better care of your bones and feel stronger every day. Don't forget to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're working to improve your bone health. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more tips on living a healthier, happier life. Here's to living your best life at any age, and here's to strong, healthy bones.